matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging or painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. Because you're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Alright, so first thing I will test the mic. I hope you can actually hear me. Yeah, just do let me know if you couldn't hear me saying. Yeah, let me zoom myself as big as possible. No, I want to hide my potter. Alright, so Yeah, so today we will discuss about the paper 2, and I'm choosing the Majun paper 2 too. But what I want to say is over here is I'm not going to like discuss all the questions because some question already coming out in paper 1, so I will skip. So I will just focus on those questions I think will come out in paper 2 or might have the possibility to come out in paper 2, then I will discuss also. But yeah, mostly will not discuss all the questions. Yeah, so far, yeah, quite a lot of you are here, about 100 students. So I hope you can hear me well. Just do a simple mic test. You should be able to hear me, right? Yeah, I have a bit uncomfortable, but I guess should be okay. Alright, so let's start about the questions. So I will zoom myself as small as possible. I just hope I don't block. Just don't block the things. Okay, so let's begin about the question. Okay, so let's discuss about this paper. Okay, this kind of question haven't come out yet. This question is about proving left hand side will equal to the right hand side. I believe you already have the solve. I mean solve the trigo one. So this kind of question will come out. So whoever question will come out, I draw a star here. So yeah, so this kind of question is very simple. But I want to give you a quick tips here. If whenever I see this kind of question and I don't see sine have square or cosecant has square or cotangent has square, you see none of them has square, so that means you cannot use any of the formula here, because any of the formula here, the important thing is you will find out they actually have the square. You can see sine square, cos square, 1 square, and then secant square, tangent square, 1 square, cosecant square, 1 square, and cotangent square. So over here, in order to use 3 of these formula, they must have the square over there. So over here, you didn't see any square. That means you cannot apply the formula, right? The 3 formula above here. Okay, this is one important tips because some students just do not know when to use it and when to not to use it. Right, so obviously I will choose the sides with more information. So in this case, I will choose the left hand side. I will choose this side. So yeah, so if do not have square, what I can do over here is, yeah, this is cos theta. And cotangent I know basically equals to cos theta over sine theta plus the sine theta. Alright, so definitely I want to make them have the same denominator. This is cos square theta over sine theta, isn't it? And I didn't see any things here, so it's over 1. So what I will do is I will multiply sine theta for both because I want them to have the same denominator. So therefore, what I will get over here is plus sine square theta over sine theta. And if I join them together, you should realize something is this is cos square plus sine square, right? Yeah, cos square plus sine square should equals to 1. This is the formula just now. So therefore this one will equals to the 1 here. So therefore this is cosec theta. Alright, sure. This kind of question is not really hard. I hope you can understand. Alright, hence solve this question. So you know the whole thing actually equals to the cosec. That means the whole thing here you can change it to the cosec theta equals to 4. This is 1 over sine theta equals to 4. Just in case you do not know what is cosec, just read the third letter. If third letter you see the S, then it's 1 over sine. So if like cotangent theta, third letter is T, right? So this is 1 over tangent theta. Like you have secant theta, 1, 2, 3, third letter is C, right? So this is 1 over cos theta. This is something very basic. I hope all of you actually can understand that. Alright, so then you will just solve this one as usual. So therefore sine theta will equals to 1 over 4. Then theta will equals to, they only want 0 to 90. That means they want the angle in the first quadrant. So I will do inverse size 1 over 4. Yeah, I should be able to get a very nice answer over here. So yeah, change my calculator to degree. Make sure I do that. So I got 14.5 theta. Right, I hope you can understand this kind of questions. It's very simple. Alright, set also haven't come out, so let's discuss about this question also. Alright, so yeah, so A will intercept B complement. So first thing is you need to understand what is B. Where is B complement? B complement means everything outside of B, right? I show you B complement. Okay, so whatever in the red color one is B complement. Okay, B complement, which part actually intersect with A? So if I want to find the part intersect with A, is only here, isn't it? Only this part will intersect with A, isn't it? So I will erase all this. So this one will be your final answer, which is only here. So this intersection basically is quite simple. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, you have some information. First thing is P union Q union R is the empty set. That means there's nothing outside of PQR. Alright, this means nothing outside of PQR. Okay, the second information is P complement means outside of P. Outside of P here intersect with outside of P here intersect with Q intersect R. Q intersect R will be here. So outside of P if intersect, that means here will be empty set. Of course, you cannot write the empty set over here. I'll write the empty set here just to represent there's no information here. Alright, so here will be empty. Alright, so later remember do not... Okay, actually you shouldn't write empty there. Just leave it blank. Okay, here will be blank. Alright, so... Okay, then we try to solve this thing. Okay, Q intercept R will be A. So if Q intercept R will be A here, since I know here is nothing, so I know A basically means the middle one. Alright, then P intercept R. P intercept R will be 8, so I guess it's here. Here should be nothing also. P intercept Q will be 10, so here should be 2. So P is 21. Since here is nothing, so P is 21, so I know 10. Here should be 11. Q will be 15. Here will be 5. The whole thing is 30, so I will just minus the thing here, which is 10, 21, 26. Here will be 4. Right, I guess this is the final answer. So, yeah, I hope you can understand. If you find some mistake, please let me know. Alright, so, okay, they want a number of R. So, R total you have 12. Okay, you just plus them together. You should get 12. Right, so, let's have a look on these questions. It's given that, this kind of question, remainder theorem, factor theorem already come out in your paper 1, right? So, I will skip question number 3. Okay, find the coordinate of the point. Okay, this is simultaneous. Haven't come out yet, so I guess I will discuss this question, but it's quite simple, so I will just like go through it very fast. So over here, you can choose you want to make X as a subject or Y as a subject, it doesn't matter. So therefore maybe I make Y as a subject, it seems easier. So Y will equals to 6 plus 3x divided by 2. This one as my first equation. And I have my second equation here. Before I substitute, I do not like to have fraction over here. So what I will do is, I will try to make the whole equation without any fraction. Then I substitute my first equation into it. Alright, so the easiest way to do it is the whole equation I will multiply by 36. Alright, why I multiply 36? Where did the 36 come from is because 4 times 9 is 36, right? So I multiply 36. So you can imagine, if 4 and 36, if both of these one actually, if I simplify over here, I will get 9. So this is 9x squared. If 9 and 36 here, I simplify, I will actually get 4, isn't it? Plus 4y squared. And 36 times 5, you can use calculator for this one. You should get 180. Alright, then I will call this one question number 2, and then I will sub into my question 1 into the question 2 here. Alright, so therefore, my 9x squared plus 4, my y will be 6 plus 3x over 2 squared equals 180. Then I will just solve this equation quickly because it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, if I square this one, I will get 36, 18 plus 36x plus 9x squared over 4 equals to 180. And I see 4 for both sides, so should be quite easy here. So I just simplify them, and then I should get 9x squared plus 36 plus 36x plus 9x squared minus 180 equals to 0. Then yeah, some of you might not able to see that. Alright, sorry for that. Okay, so then I will just simplify 9x squared plus 9x squared. I have 18x squared, and yeah, plus 36x, and then negative 180 plus 36, you should have negative 144. And I guess all the equations should be able to divide it by 18. So I have x squared plus 2x minus a equals to 0. Then I will factorize it. This is x, and then this is 4, 2, plus and minus. So x equals to negative 4 or x equals to 2. Alright, then the next thing I will do is I will sub in the equation y here. So this one will be y equals to 6 minus 12 over 2 is negative 3. The second one should be 6 plus 6 over 2, y equals to 6. So they ask you to find the coordinate. So I have both coordinate, negative 4 and negative 3. The other coordinate will be 2, 6. Right, this kind of question is not too hard. Okay, so why I multiply 36? Because I want to simplify this equation. If you do not like to multiply 36, maybe you can try to like make them same denominator. At the end, you will still get the same equation with me. But I just think the multiply 36 is a faster way to solve this kind of questions. Could you discuss February and March 2018 paper 2-2? Yeah, if later I still have some time, yeah, maybe we can have a look on the February and March paper. Alright. Okay, combination and permutation also haven't come out. So let's have a look on these questions. So 4 parts in a place are to be given to 4 of the children from the 7 girls in the drama class. Find the number of different ways this could be done. So yeah, 4 parts in a place are to be given to 4 girls. Okay, so I guess this one is just 7C4. But 4 part 1, part 2, part 3, I guess this one permutation maybe matter. Maybe we have to use, but yeah, maybe we have to use P for this question, because it seems like permutation. It seems like permutation question. Because 4 part, right? If I insert different girl into a different part, I should get different answer. If not mistaken, it should be P, yes. Shouldn't be C. Yeah, this kind of question is a bit confused, because 4 parts in a place are to be given to 4 of the children from the 7 girls in the drama class. Imagine you have part 1, you have part 2, you have part 3, you have part 4. Yeah, even though the 7 girls here look like all the 7 girls is the same, but then if you insert all the different girls into a different part of this drama, actually you will get the different way of selecting the girl, isn't it? So in this case, I guess it's 7P4, because in this case the arrangement actually matter. So I will do 7P4 here. So it should be 840 way to actually put this 7 girl into the 4 different part of this exams, of this drama class. Alright, so yeah, this question is actually P. Let me find, is there any way of actually, any hints here? Yeah, this kind of question actually don't have much hints. Yeah, so you have to understand this one mean arrangement matter. Then you have to use a P for this. So 3 singers are children from a group of 5 Chinese, 4 Indian and 2 British singers. Find the number of ways this can be done if no Chinese singer is children. So that means if no Chinese singer is children, that means they choose from Indian and British, right? They need to choose 3. So it will be 6C3. Okay, because in this case you do not need to do any arrangement, right? So it's just 6C3. So should be 20 only. Alright, so I hope you can get it. So one single of each nation nationalities is children. That means I must have one Chinese, I must have one Indian, and then I must have one British. Right, so you only need 3 single, right? So therefore we have 5 Chinese, right? 5 choose 1. 4 Indian choose 1. 2 British choose 1 and multiply. Yeah, so you have 20, 40. Yeah, should be 40. Okay, the 3 single children are all from the same nationality. So that means you need to choose 3 from Chinese or 3 from Indian. But there's no way you choose 3 British, right? Because you only have 2 British here. So that means I can be either 3 Chinese or 3 Indian. But over here, this is all, right? Because it's either 3 Chinese or 3 Indian. So if you have the or here, have to use plus. But then 3 Chinese here, yeah, you can just like, how many Chinese do you have? You have 5 Chinese, right? 4 Indian. So with 5 Chinese, choose 3 plus 4 Indian, you choose 3. Then you will, there's no equal sign here, plus them together. 5C3 times 4C3. So it's 40 as well. It's plus, sorry. I think I typed wrongly. 14. Right, so far so good. Do you have any question you want to ask me? Yeah, I see a lot of people say about relative velocity problem. Yeah, if you have time, then we will actually do some relative velocity. Can you please explain when to use P and when to use C? I explained in the last video actually. P means whenever you read the questions, you see the word arrange, or you read the question and realize it says something like the arrangement matter one, then you use P. Then the rest you're going to use a C. Yeah, I skipped the question number 3 because question number 3 actually already coming out in your paper 1. So I don't think it will come out in paper 2 again, so I just skip it. Okay, circular measure come out already, so I will skip question 6 also. Vector. This vector is coming out also. It came out already, so I will skip vector. Okay, we'll do matrix because I would not say it's like what come in paper 1 will not come in paper 2, but then they're less likely to come out again, the same part. But like differentiation, in paper 1 you have the rate of change, but you don't have the small change, so it might come out in small change. Like differentiation, you already have the stationary problem, maximum, minimum, so I don't think they will come out the same pattern again. They might come out a different part of differentiation. Yeah. So if the question come out in paper 1, yeah, it's very depend. Okay, so let's move on to matrix. Yeah, matrix I guess most of you actually know how to do, so I will just go through it faster. This is 2, -1, 1, -3. And then BA, so I'm going to multiply B with A. So I have to arrange B first, sorry. So I will rewrite it with B first. 0, -2, 3, -5. And then multiply with A here. So if I do the multiplication, you make sure you always understand it's the horizontal, multiply with the vertical. Alright, so I always draw this one to make myself less confused. So 0 times 2, you got 0. -2 times 1, so this is 0 minus 2. The second one is 0 plus 6. This one will be 6, 3, yes, it will be 6 minus 5. Then this one will be -3 plus 50. Yeah, you should get your vector over here is -2, 6, 1, 12. Alright, then for the second part, the matrix X is such that XC equals to D. State the matrix order. Alright, so first thing is I want to know what is the matrix order for C first. C is 2 times 3, isn't it? And D is basically is 1 times 3, isn't it? So if X multiply C, some metric multiply C, and then you will get D. So therefore you have 2 times 3 multiply, and then you get 1 times 3, right? So because multiplication, we know the matrix order on the middle. This 3 is represented by this one. So over here, I know the middle one must be the same. So the middle number must be the same. So this one must start with 2. And because this one that says must start with 1, so this is 1 times 2. Alright, so this one have to be 1 times 2. So the matrix order will be 1 times 2. Because the middle one is the same, then only you can do the multiply, right? If you do not know what is metric order, then yeah, you should go to check it out. So this metric order is 1 times 2. So therefore, the 1 times 2, your matrix should be something like AB, right? This is the 1 times 2 matrix. Alright, find the matrix of X. So you want to find the matrix of X here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, yeah, we need to, let me see, is there any easiest way of doing this one? Rather than do the long way. Yeah, because the long way, I'm going to multiply the matrix. So I guess the easiest way is, yeah, okay. If I do, this is AB, and this is negative 2, 5, 3, 10, 0, 10, 4. And multiply, you should get this one, negative 5, 4, 4. Okay, so I will let the matrix X be AB lah. So I let matrix X be the AB. So therefore, I will do something like negative 2A plus B will equals to negative 4. And B is 0, sorry. So A equals to 2. Then, because as what I always say, horizontal multiply vertical, isn't it? So I get the first one. So this one we're going to give me the second one. So I will do something like 5A plus 10B equals to 5. I divide 5 for whole equation. A plus 2B equals to 1. I got the A equals to 2. 2 plus 2B equals to 1. 2B equals to negative 1. And then I got my B will equals to negative 1 over 2. So you forgot to do the inverse. Yeah, I did forgot to do the inverse because this one have the inverse. Yeah, so you just do the inverse. 1 over AD, negative 24, plus BC, which is 6. Sorry, AD minus BC. So we minus 6. And then over here, these two is swap place. These two you add a negative. So this one will be 1 over negative 30. 12, negative 6, negative 1, negative 2. Yeah, I guess this inverse correct, right? And I see so many 2 times 3 for what? How you solve the part B also? Which part of the part B? Do we need to use the inverse metric above to solve the part B? I think the question is not related. B is 2 times 3. B is 2 times 3. X multiply C equals to D. This is C is 2 times 3. So X must be 1 times 2, right? Yeah, I don't get like. Okay, let's see. 1 times 2. Okay, so just now, do we make any mistake here? Is it this one 2 row 3 column 2 times 3? Okay, something unknown multiply 2 times 3 will equals to 1 times 3 here. And then this one start with the 2. This one must be, is it 1 times 3? State the order. Oh, they want the matrix C. I thought the question want the matrix X. I'm just thinking too much. It's just very easy. Yeah, don't need to think. Yeah, I thought they asked about what is the matrix X, and then yeah. So make sure you don't do this kind of questions in the exam. I mean, don't do this kind of question. Don't do this kind of mistake in the exam. Alright, so yes, let's move on. Do you have the differentiation about product rule and quotient rule in your paper 1? Huh? I believe you did, right? Yeah, but I want to say about the second part. Because second part, I think this kind of question is like most likely it will come out. So yeah, let's have a look on this kind of question. So basically the question will ask you to do a product rule and quotient rule, and then they will ask you to hence to integrate the thing. When you integrate this thing, you will realize there's no way you integrate these things like this. So you have to get your answer from a previous part, and then you need to add the integration sign, and then at the end you will do it. So let's have a look on this kind of question. It's quite important. Okay, so yes, okay, let's do this one. So this one definitely is a product rule, right? So if I differentiate x4 square root sine x. Alright, so normally I know it's u differentiate v plus copy the v differentiate u, isn't it? Copy the u, I will assume the first term here is u, second term here is v. So if I copy the u, so it's x power 4. And then differentiate the v. V is basically sine x power half, right? So if I differentiate the v, it's half sine x power of negative half. And then differentiate the sine x, I will get cos x. Okay, so this one, I will just simplify. This one should be cos x over 2 square root sine x. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. So yeah, so but I hope you actually can get it. So this is differentiate v is cos x over 2 square root sine x. So yeah, because negative half, right? If x negative half, that means this is 1 over square root x. Just if in case some students feel very confused. Plus I copy the v. V is square root sine x, and then I differentiate the u, which is 4x cubed. Okay, 4x cubed. Let me just separate them because it's so messy here. Okay, then I guess there's nothing much we can simplify. Okay, so I see how I want to simplify because I'm trying to see the similarity here. Okay, so I roughly guess what should I. This one is x4 cos x over. I'm going to use the 2 with different answer. Then later easier for me to explain. Sine x plus this is 4x cubed square root sine x. So I will leave like this first because I see in the part 2 here, I need something from it. Okay, so you see the word hence. So that means you have to use your previous answer. Meaning you have to use the answer above here to actually solve it. So what I will do is I will copy the question and the answer from my previous part. This is something very important, alright? So I will copy the question, which is differentiate x4 square root sine x. Okay? And then if I differentiate x power 4, let me write it nicely a bit because later you thought it's a fourth root. Okay, so this is x power 4 and square root sine x. Then I will get something like this. I will get x power 4 cos. Okay, I leave some space here so later I can do something else. Alright, so this is sine x plus 4 sine cube, 4x cubed sine x, and we have a 2 here. Okay, I want to add an integration sign already, but before I add the integration sign, you realize there's something not exactly the same, right? First thing is here actually have the x here. If I add the integration sign, I don't have any x here. So what I will do over here is I will add the x by myself for both sides. So this x is I just literally add it by myself, right? Because I want to get the same equation. And something you realize is still not the same because this one have divide 2 and this number is 8. So what I will do is I will not want to add the x here because I know basically I need to multiply 2 for the whole thing. So this is the reason why I add half x. Because what? Okay, you're going to see the magics here. So you're going to times 2 for the whole thing, for the both sides. So if I multiply 2 here, 2 multiply with half x, I will get x. 2 multiply with this thing, you can simplify them, right, if you want. So you will get x power 4 cos x over square root sine x. And 2 multiply with 4, you get 8x cubed sine x. Now you realize it's almost the same. So the 2 I'm going to multiply with the half x, I will get x here. And then 2 I'm going to multiply for the d dx. I will get 2 outside of the d dx here. Alright, then only I add the integration sign. Alright, so I add the integration sign because for both sides, basically for all of it. Because this is the whole part here. The whole part here is the question, right? This is what the question wants. The question wants you to integrate x power 4 cos x square root x, so square root sine x plus 8x cubed sine x. So the question wants you to integrate this one dx definitely. So I will never touch this one. I will stop solving here. Because this part is only the question. So I will focus on solving here. Solving here. So basically you just need to solve here. And then you should be able to get the answer. So here I will just continue my equal sign. Integrate x, you get x squared over 2. And then you leave the 2 outside. Integrate d dx, you can simplify, right? So after you simplify already, you should get plus 2x4 square root sine x plus c. Right, this one should be your final answer. Yeah, actually if you know how to do, you don't need to like do so many steps like what I did. But then I just trying to make everyone's understand, so I actually do a bit slower. Yeah, actually this 3 mark is not too bad, but this one considered hard question compared to your other integration question. So anyway, yeah, so this is your answer. So you realize in the whole process here, I didn't ever try to integrate this thing or this thing. Because these two things over here, I circle with a blue color one, there's no way you can integrate. So what I will do is I will just like simplify it. I never do any integration in the part 2 here. And why did you cancel over the d dx? Okay, something very, very important if you have no idea what happened here. When integrate meet the d dx, you can simplify. Because they are like, you differentiate, go this way, integrate, you undo, right? So when integrate meet the differentiate, you can simplify them. Okay? Okay, so let me move on. Okay, I believe you have the quadratic. Because quadratic haven't come out, something like b squared minus 4ac haven't come out. And complete a square haven't come out. And maybe some quadratic graph also. Do you have the quadratic graph yet? Okay, this one on the axis below, you need to sketch this one. When I sketch these things, the first thing is I want to find my x-intercept. X-intercept tell me is -3 and 5. So I should have the -3 and 5. Alright, so I have 5 here. And then my maximum point over here must be on the middle. Between -3 and 5, total here you have 8 units, right? If divide half, you know your axis symmetry should on 1, right? At 1 here. So my graph, you should know this is quadratic graph. So my graph should look like this. Okay, because there will always, the maximum point always at the axis symmetry. Axis symmetry always is on the middle of the x-intercept. Alright, so what is the value here? I just need to sub my x equals to 1 into my equation. So you imagine 1 plus 3 and then 1 minus 5. So this is -16. So because -16 modulus it, this one should be positive 16. So this one should be 16. And y-intercept here will be 15. Yeah, basically this is the whole graph you have. Write down the suitable domain for this one. So they want you to have the suitable domains. So for which the functions have an inverse. So in order to make it into have an inverse, you should know the inverse can only apply to the one-to-one function. Okay, before I move on, why substitute 1 into x? Yeah, because here the maximum value here actually when x equals to 1. So I want to know when x equals to 1, what is my y value? So I substitute 1 into all the x here to find my y value. So after I substitute, I know my y equals to 16. So I know my maximum coordinate is 116. Alright, so this is the reason why I get 116. And how do I get a 15 here? I make x equal to 0. If we make x equal to 0, your y is 0 plus 3 and then 0 minus 5, right? You get negative 15, so you get 15. So I get my y-intercept equals to 15. I hope you can understand that. Yeah, it's not too hard because if you expand the equation, you realize this equation is the x squared minus 2x minus 15. You expand the equation, and because this is the x squared graph, the graph itself should look like this. And then they were passing through negative 3 and 5. And then the point here is 116. Alright, because of the modulus, this one is without the modulus. Because of the modulus, so the part at the bottom here, this part going to reflex to go something like this. So therefore, your maximum point will become, should be negative 16 to go to positive 16. Okay, so therefore, you only have the part on the top here. So the bottom here, I will erase it. Oh my god. So after erase already, I should have something look like this. Yeah, I hope you can understand. I didn't understand how to get 16. Basically, you just sub x equals to 1 into your equation. Then you will get 16. You just 1 plus 3 is 4. And then 1 minus 5 is negative 4. 4 multiplied negative 4 is negative 16. And then you got positive 16. And why is 1? Because, okay, interesting. Okay, let me just explain a little bit, just in case you have no idea. We always have the parabola graph. Okay, parabola graph, that means the graph is always symmetry left and right. So therefore, if I have any graph here, the x-intercept, I give a value, simple one. Maybe 1 to 7, my x-intercept. My x-intercept is 1 and 7. Now, because this is symmetry, this is parabola graph, the symmetry must always on the middle. So, middle means what? I need to do something like perpendicular bisector, if just in case you have no idea. Okay, so 1 and 7, what is the midpoint of them? 1 to 7 is 6 units, right? So the midpoint of them will be 4. So therefore, this called axis symmetry, x equals to 4. When x equals to 4, they will cut by this coordinate is 4 something, right? 4y, I do not know what is the y value. So in order to get the y value, I will substitute the 4 into my y equation. My y can be any equation. What I will do is I will just sub x equals to 4 into my equation. Then I can straight away get my minimum point. Yeah, it's so-called turning point. Turning point, basically you can do the dy dx equals to 0, or you can do completing the square, or you can do this method. Because what this is symmetry graph, that means my left hand side should symmetry with my left hand side. So therefore, this is what happened. So whenever the question gives you x-intercept, what you need to do is always find the midpoint. How to find the midpoint? You have a good question. 1 plus 7 divided by 2. 1 plus 7 is 4. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 divided by 2, you got 4. Alright. I will not go through this again. If you still do not understand, go to check out my function video. Alright, so let's move on. Write out the suitable domain to have to make f have an inverse. So in order to make f have an inverse, right, I know must be one-to-one function. So one-to-one function, normally I will choose this part or this part. Because the question doesn't say so much about this thing, so I can choose any of this part. So I can say when x is bigger or equals to 5. Or the x is less or equals to -3. Yeah, I guess any of these answers should be correct. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, function you have already. I'm going to skip the function. Integration, I guess you already have the integration. So I'm going to skip the integration also. Okay, this kind of maximum problem, in your paper 1, you have the maximum problem about the circular measure. I believe it's some maximum area or minimum area of the circular measure of the sector, something like that. So I think, should I skip question number 12 also? Okay, rate of change. Yeah, we have done this paper. Okay, let's do on question number 12. Do last part. Okay, maybe some students ask me to do 11 last part. Maybe I do the 11 last part and do the question 12. And I will do question 12 also, right? So chill, yeah. So this one actually is quite easy. So if I integrate e, right, e the power always remain the same one. No matter how complicated the power is, it always remain the same. But what you need to do after that is you integrate, right? You need to divide, you differentiate the power. You need to differentiate this power. So if I differentiate x over 3, imagine if you differentiate x over 3, what do you get? You get 1 over 3, right? So I will divide by 1 over 3. And then I will add this thing, 0 to ln a equals to 3. And definitely I will simplify this one. This one called 3ex over 3, right? And this is ln a, 0 equals to 3. Okay, then I will sub my ln a into here. Yeah, 3e ln a. Ln a basically ln a over 3. Okay, later you can type in the calculator, or I can teach you how to simplify it if you want. 0. Yeah, 0 divided by 3 is 0. It doesn't matter. Alright, so this one basically I guess is 2. This one should be 2, right? Minus 3 equals to 3. What do I want to find? Oh, you need to show. Sorry, you need to show. That means you shouldn't write all this, because you want to like, oh, final answer, I got it, is that. So 6 minus 3, you get 3. So yeah, sure. Ln a is what? Okay, ln a is a log base EA. Alright. Yeah, you have a calculator, so you just type everything in the calculator, you will be fine. Alright. Yeah, it's just a constant number, yeah. Right, question number 12 here. Yeah, this question look a bit complicated. Alright, so the volume of the cone of the height, so h, and the base radius is this thing. Alright, so it's given it's known that, okay, give you some value for sine pi over 12, cos pi over 12, and tangent pi over 12. So you have all this. So, and then these two, yeah, this is volume of the cone. And what is the triangle? The water cup is in the shape of the cone with the exit vertically. Nice. The diagram shows the cup and its cross section. Alright, so the vertical angle of the cone is, okay, pi over 6. So the depth of the water will be h. Okay, so the surface of the water is r. Alright, so yeah, the surface of the water is a circle of radius. Okay, yeah. Find an expression r in terms of h and show that the volume of the water in a cup is given by this one. You need to show the volume in this thing. Alright, so because Okay, first thing is you must get some hints how to do this kind of questions. Because I know volume equals to 1 over 3 pi r square h. This formula is given, right? This formula you have over here. And when you see this equation and this equation, you realize what is the difference between them. You realize in this equation, as you show, do not have r, right? When you realize it do not have r, that means you need to make an equation in terms of r, and then you sub into this equation, and then you sub into this equation, then you will get the final things. So therefore, I will need to make an equation in terms of r. Okay. So very interesting. Okay. So if this is r, I guess this is what happened when the cone actually you open up, you will get a triangle, I guess. So if like that, let's do it. This one, circumference will be 2 pi r, isn't it? When I open up, I guess this is 2 pi r. So if this is 2 pi r here, and I have something like this, I know I kind of can solve the triangle, right? So if I cut this one into the half here, you imagine pi over 6 divided by half is pi over 12. When you see pi over 12, you should start to be happy because the question actually give you what is pi over 12. Alright, then this 2 pi r is the whole thing, so this here should be pi r, right? Here should be pi r, here should be h. And I have OH, so I will choose tangent. So I will use the tangent over here. So I will say tangent pi over 12 equals to OH, pi r over h. And pi over 12 is 2 minus 3. And h I'm going to move to the other side. And then pi I'm going to throw to bottom equals to r. So if I got this thing equals to r, I will substitute this equation into here to try to get the equation they want on the other side. And how do you get 2 pi r? Because the circle of the water surface is 2 pi r, right? The circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, isn't it? Okay, so yep, so I got 1 over 3 pi. My r is 2 minus 3h over pi. Okay, square h. Maybe I did some mistake because I shouldn't. You know, my pi is at the denominator, which is not good. Pi r square h. Let's expand and see what happened. Maybe I did some mistake also. Okay, this is 4 minus 4 sub 3 plus 3 over pi square. And then, sorry, this one should be h square. Yeah, this one will have a h on the middle. Definitely I did some wrong here. Quite close. I thought I got it, but at the end, did I make any mistake over here? Oh, this is bracket. Ah, nice. This is bracket, right? Yeah, so sometimes bracket is very important. Make sure you actually do the bracketing. Right, so we'll expand this one. So it's 4 minus 4 sub 3 plus 3 h square over pi square times h. I get very close, just my pi is at the denominator, I'm not sure why. So if I simplify the pi and the pi here, actually I get 4 minus 3 plus 3 h cubed over 3 pi. Yeah, this is, oh, pi and, can I simplify pi and pi? No, right. Oh, don't really have the 2 pi r. This is just a cross section. Cross section, that means the question actually take out something like this. I think too much already. Yeah, so they just straight away take the 2D thing on it. So this one is not really like that. This one is just R. Yeah, I thought it's something like they open up the cone, something like that. But yeah, this is just R. Okay, my bad. So this is R. So you don't have divide pi. Yeah. Then you don't have divide pi here. You don't have divide pi here. Then you got the answer. So yeah, the pi no need to simplify. So you get pi. Yeah, then I shown pi 7 minus 4 third 3 over 3 has cube. Shown. Yeah, it's just the 2 dimension thing. It means you just see the 3 dimension using the 2 dimension thingy. I thought it's something like open up the cone, something like that. Yeah, actually do have the open up one, but then I'm not sure where they see the question, but yeah. Then the water is poured into the cup. Okay, the rate of change I'm not going to do because it already come out. Yeah, then we have done. Yep. Yeah, some students ask me actually do the February and March paper 2. Okay, so you give me a while. I'm going to download the paper and open it. Okay, so oops. Let me zoom myself very big, so yeah, so I can change my background. Okay, never mind. Later I will adjust the thing. Yeah, because I need to cover my desktop for some privacy issue. Not really privacy, just cover up. Paper 2.2. Okay, then they add the papers to February and March. I guess it's this one. Okay. Alright, so let zoom myself become very, very small. Oops. Oh my god. How to go to webcam? Okay. Wow, the zooming is very hard. Okay, let me just make myself very, very small here in the corner. Alright, so yeah, this is paper 2.2, and yeah, we will go through some questions here. I try to find something of relative velocity because we haven't seen any relative velocity question here. And I guess these papers, the set we did already, I'm going to skip the set. Okay, this thing have no real root. Yeah, we need to do something like this. Okay, so yeah, let's see any question, any reply. No, I think. Anyways, yeah, let's have a look on these questions. Okay, when you see have no real root means what? B squared minus 4AC less than 0. Okay, you should know this one, and this is your A, B, and C. So B squared is 2k minus 3 squared minus 4. A is 3 minus 2k. C will be 1. Yeah, and then they ask you to find a set of value of k, so we basically just solve this thing. Yeah, this is very easy, right? Should I solve this kind of easy question? Okay, 12k plus 9 and minus 12 plus 8k less than 0. So 4k squared minus 4k minus 3 less than 0. Yeah, it should be 2k and k, right? 2k, k less than 0. So we have 3 minus plus. So yeah, for inequality, this is quadratic, right? So this is 1. So you should know your critical value should be k equals to negative half and k equals to 3, right? So you have the negative half and 3 here. But less than 0 means the value will on between, right? So your k should be between negative half and 3. Right, this kind of question, make sure you know how to do. 5 mark is a bonus mark. It's a very easy bonus mark here. I factorize wrongly. Yeah, I do factorize wrongly. This is 2k. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. 6, 2, yeah. So this is k over 2. So this is k over 2. This is k. I mean 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Alright, so yeah, thanks for reminding me. Is it correct already? Should be, right? Negative 6 squared plus 2k, yeah. Alright. Yeah, this is another complicated combination, permutation questions. Alright, so a group of 5 people consists 2 women. So you have Alice and Patty, and 3 men. You have Carl, David, and Ed. This one pronounced as Ed. Education, right? Ed. Okay, so 3 of the 5 people are children random to be a chairperson, treasurer, and secretary. Find the number of ways in which this can be done if the chairperson and treasurer are both men. So basically, you need to choose for 3 positions: chairman, chairperson, treasurer, and secretary. Alright, and then the question says the chairperson and the treasurer are both men. So chairperson and treasurer, these 2 must be man and man. Alright, so I rewrite it. So the chairperson must be man, treasurer must be man. Alright, so and then for secretary can be either man or woman. So therefore, okay, so how to select? I have 3 men over here, right? And I have 2 positions for them. So I can do 3p2. Alright. And then for secretary, if I use 2 men already, I still got 1 man and 3 girl, right? I still left 1 man and 2 more girl, right? So 3 person here, only choose for 1 position. I will do P1 or C1. Yeah, I do C is easier. Yeah, some people might confuse a bit, because most of the time I say when you see the case with human, we're going to use a combination for it. But this one, because first thing the human have the name, or that means if the different people go for different position, is the new way or new methods. It's a new possibility. So therefore in this case, right, example, this is chairman and treasurer, right? If I put the car as the chairperson, David as the treasurer, or I can do David as a chairperson, car as a treasurer, right? So therefore these 2 is the 2 different results. So in this case, the arrangement matter. So if the arrangement matters, then you have to use P in this kind of question, right? If the arrangement doesn't matter, then you can use C. Okay, so if the 5 of these people sit in a row of 5 chairs, find the number of different positions. You see what arrangement, then you know it's a P. So if the David must sit on the middle, that means 4 of these people, they can swap place among themselves, right? So it's just 4 factorial. Or if you love the P, you can do 4p4 lah. Do either one, alright? So if just 4 factorial, should be 24. Alice and Carl must sit together. So we have A, B, C, D, E. We have A, B, C, D, E. This is 5 person. So right now, Alice and Carl must sit together. So I will group them together. Alright, then I still have B, D, and E. So if I group them together, I will assume they are 1 person. because later I need to swap place, right? So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have four person need to swap place among themselves is 4 factorial. But Alice and Car, both of them can swap place again, right? Times 2 factorial. So should be 48. Right, this kind of question is a bit confused, but if you get the idea, you should be fine. Yeah, I try to find the linear law questions and relative velocity. Alright, this kind of question, amplitude should be 12. The period should be 2x equals to 2 pi. X should be pi. Okay, this is very easy. Alright, then. Okay, write down the two possibility of the trigonometric function. So the first thing is, I see you have asymptotes line. You have two asymptote line. You know this one is basically the tangent graph. So if this one is a tangent graph, okay, so this one can be positive or negative tangent graph. This is y equals to tangent, fx. Fx can be either tangent x or fx can be negative tangent x. Because what, if this is tangent x, right? If this is tangent x, I give you some idea what happened here. This is tangent x, right? Your graph will look like this. If I modulus it, that means this one going to reflect, and this one going to reflect. So you will get something like this. Isn't it exactly like this? So what happens if negative tangent x? Negative tangent x, your graph will look like this. This is negative tangent x. But if I do the modulus for this one also, you will see the reflection, right? Reflection on the x-axis. Then you will get same thing. You see, realize when it's tangent x or negative tangent x, both will give you the same graph. So you should know this is what happened. Alright, so state the number of solutions. Number of solutions means they ask about intersection point. So if you want to know the intersection point, fx, the modulus fx equals to 1, that means you need to draw a line fx equals to 1. So you draw, of course you use the ruler to draw the nice straight line here. And I said number of solution means intersection point, right? You have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 number of solution. Alright, so yep. Okay, relative velocity. Okay, so yeah, this kind of relative velocity is not too easy. Yeah, this relative velocity is a bit complicated, but then yeah, it's fine. I try to use two different ways to actually explain this relative velocity. Two possible equations. In this case, you do not need to modulus it because fx actually represents the value inside the modulus. So you don't need to add the modulus for tangent. You just need to state what is the equation of fx. This paper seems that you have been done before, isn't it? Yeah, most of the paper I done before, but I can't remember. Okay, so did I did this paper in YouTube? I don't think so. Yes, I think I did because for the, yeah, actually this paper I do discuss last time. Yeah, you can find out my last live streaming. Yeah, so but it's okay. I just explain the relative velocity since we see the relative velocity question here. Okay, this question actually have two different way of doing this one. Of course, I will show you the simple way first, but I'm not sure can every one of you actually understand the simple way. Okay, so let's read the question first. A river is 104 meter wide and the current flow is 0.5 obviously and parallel to the bank. And a woman swims at 1.6 in the still water. So whenever you see the word in the still water, you know basically the 1.6 is belong to woman relative to water. Alright, 1.6. And velocity of water is given. Alright, in this case I do not use the word woman because it's all W, it's so confusing. See, the woman is the human, I use H. Human relative to water is 1.6. So velocity of water is 0.5. Human is very weird. I use girl use a G. Alright. Okay, so she swim from point A. Okay, she's from point A, M for point B, which is directly opposite. Okay, over here you got a very important keyword, which is he M. Okay, when he M to go to point B, mean is at the end the girl is not from is not going to point B. He M over here, mean he only steal the angle to face at the point B. But because the water flow going to push the girl eventually go to other direction. So whenever you see the word M, or you see the word the girl actually point to certain angle, or you see the word steal, this one is not the redundant vector. This all words is used for relative. Mean is relative to the water one, man relative to the water, boat relative to the water. Okay, so therefore A to B is not the redundant vector, but she is carried downstream to the point C. So eventually she go to the point C, right? So just now I do say that eventually direction. So this one will be your redundant vector. Right, so this one will be your redundant vector. So I'm going to draw two arrows for redundant vector. Okay. Calculate the time taken for the woman to swim across the river and the distance BC. Alright, so from here you should be able to see the triangle. Okay, this one is A to B, this is B to C, B to C, and this is your redundant vector. Alright, so therefore the 1.6 is belong to here, because this line is M, right? So this line itself is the girl relative to the water. This one, since it's parallel, so actually the water is not really at the BC, but because it's a parallel bank, so I can assume the water is over here. So this is velocity of water. So the 1.6 will be here, and 0.5 will be here. But since this one only 4, so I not necessarily must find the resultant vector, the speed. I not necessarily must find the resultant speed and the distance of AC, then only I can solve this question. I can use the relative to do. Because what? Because in this question over here, I know the distance from A to B is 104. So if I want to find the time they cross, right, I use both relative. This is the relative distance with AB, and the relative speed is 1.6. So I know time equals to distance divided by speed. Then I can get my time easily by 104 divided by 1.6. So the girl only used 65 seconds to actually cross the river. Alright, so of course you might ask, what if I find AC and then I use the AC to do? You will get the same answer with me. Let's check it out. Okay, so if I use the AC, I do the Pythagoras for this one. 1.6 square plus 0.5 square, and then I square root answer. I get my speed is 1.676. Alright, then I want to find the distance for this thing. So if I want to find the distance here, I need to have an angle. Okay, if I have an angle, I will do tangent. So my tangent theta over here is opposite over adjacent. Then I can get my angle. Just shift tangent 1.6 over 0.5. So this one is 62.65 degree. So then I will redraw a triangle for distance. This is 104 because all this is a speed. Now I want to get the distance, right? So I want to get a distance for this one. So I know the angle is 72.65. I want to find x, or I can call it AC. I want to find the length of AC. So I will use sine. Sine 72.65 equals to 104 over AC. Then I can get the AC distance. It's 104 over sine 72.65. Okay, then you should get a distance of 108.96. Then I can find the time using the 108.96 divided by the speed 1.676 divided by 1.676. Then I will still get 65 seconds. And you realize both of them also same answer, but the second way I actually do a lot longer. You see, I do so many things to find another 65 seconds. If I insist, I want to use the AC to find. So something I want to tell you is, you can, if you have the relative over the girl relative to the water is 1.6, and you have the relative distance is 104, you can use the relative to find. You will still get the exactly same answer. Okay? Okay, of course over here, we still need to find the distance of BC, right? Okay, distance of BC, there's two ways you can actually do it. Okay, of course the easiest way is, since we know the water actually travel 0.5, and then the time we already know, they use a 65 seconds to cross the river, right? So I can get the distance of BC here just using the water speed multiply 65. Then I do 0.5 times 65. That means the distance of BC should be 32.5 meters. Yeah, this is the easiest way to get BC. Of course, if you want to use the second method, mean you find all the angle. Just now we just got the distance here, right? It's 108.96. And if you want to get the distance BC here, we can actually use the Pythagoras, right? So I can get the distance of BC here. BC squared equals to 104 squared plus 108.96 squared. And then you found your BC should be 32.5 as well. Yeah, so basically both way also you can use, but just format. So if I do myself, I will just use the easier ways. This is, I find the time using 104.1.6, then I get 65. Then I get the first 2 mark. And then I use 0.5 times 65, I get 32.5, I get the second 2 mark. So this is how I get the 4 mark without doing so much. But what I want to do over here is, I always want you to understand all the possible way you can do. So always to find the distance, we should use the current flow. Depend which distance you want to find, because this case they ask you to find the distance of BC. And at the same time, the BC actually is parallel. The BC is actually parallel to water. So therefore, I can use the water to predict what is the distance of BC. Okay? Yeah. Can use tangent to find the distance. Yeah, you can use the tangent to find the distance. You should get the same answer, same result with me. Alright, so yeah, since this paper I discussed before, so I'm going to go to the another, which is the margin paper 1-3 or 2-3 or 2-1. I guess 2-3 and 2-1 is the same paper. But because what time now, yeah, I actually want to end this one soon. So let's go on to second one. Okay, this one is basically margin paper 2-3. And this paper, I guess, is same with the paper 1-3, if not mistaken. It's same with 2-1. 2-3 should be same paper with 2-1. If not mistaken, you can just go check it out. Yeah, for the margin 2-2, I just finished discuss. If you miss it, maybe you can see the video later. Yeah, the YouTube will upload from me. Let's see I can find any relative velocity question here or not. Doesn't seem to have any relative velocity questions. Yeah, but I want to do the linear law. Let's stop by here because I want to do the linear law. Alright, so an experiment will carry out the value y for certain value x. The variable x and y are thought to be connected by relationships y equals to ax power of n, where a and n are constant. So they ask you to transform the relationship y equals to ax power of n into a straight line form. Straight line form means what? It means linear form, right? Linear form means y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so in order to do that, whenever you see the unknown is on the power, what I will do over here is I always add the log. Yeah, you can use LG or LN because this question doesn't say much. Because I see the bottom part they're using LN, so I will just use the ln to make this thing easier. So y equals to ax power of n. Then I will add ln for both sides. Ln y equals to ln ax power of n. Then log rule tell me that multiply will become plus n. And then I know n basically I can move to the front. Because log, right, we can move the constant value to the front. N log x plus ln a. Okay, this one is definitely the linear law, the straight line form, right? So we already did, because they say a and n is a constant. Okay, so the value ln y and ln x were plotted and the lines of best fit drawn. This is shown in the diagram below. So you see this diagram. So use the graph to find the value a and b. So over here, I mean a and n. So over here, you know you can get an a. This is y-intercept, right? Because y equals to mx plus c. You know ln a is equals to c. C is the vertical intercept. So the vertical intercept over here, you see carefully, this is actually this value, isn't it? This value over here, this one will be okay, maybe you can't see carefully. I can read for you. It should be 4.7. So therefore, I will do something like ln a equals to 4.7, and then a should equals to e power of 4.7, right? Because ln moved to the other side, become e. So e 4.7. Does the question say exact value? Yeah, they don't say exact values, then I can leave in the three significant figures. I will do 110 equals to a. Okay. Okay, then the next thing is I want to find n also. So n basically is the gradient. So gradient, I will take any of two coordinates. I prefer to choose the coordinate actually line on the line, like this one and this one. Actually you see off the point already, right? So I will not choose these two. Maybe I choose these two. Alright, so this coordinate is 0, 4.7, and this coordinate is a bit hard to read. Then I don't want this one because I prefer the coordinate easy to read one. I take this one. This one will be 6 and 3.2. Then I want to find my gradient n. So it will be 4.7 minus 3.2, and then over 0 minus 6. Then I should be able to get my n easily. 4.7 minus 3.2 divided by 6. So you should get negative 1 over 4 or negative 0.25. Okay, so yeah, I hope you can understand this. This is not too hard. And use your graph to find the value a and n we just did. And find the value of x when y equals to 50. Since I have the equation already, I will just insert the equation here. Normally you should write at the bottom, but then I write here. This is negative 1 over 4 ln x, and then this is plus 4.7. So the question actually give me the y equals to 50 and then ask me to find x. So when y equals to 50, I had ln 50 equals to ln x. So I need to solve this equation to find what is my x value. So what I will do is, I know my ln x should equal to ln 50 minus 4.7, and then multiply negative 4. Multiply negative 4. Alright, so Yeah, I type everything in the calculator. Ln 50 minus 4.7 and then multiply -4. Alright, and then I move my ln to the other side. I just power e my answer. Of course, in the exam you should write out the number. Do not follow me. You will get 23.4. Okay, this is how I do this kind of questions. Yeah. Okay, so we done linear law. Okay, we have a complete and square questions. Since the complete and square haven't come out in paper 1, it might come out, so let's do a complete and square as well. Okay, so for the complete and square here, I just do quickly. So the first thing is, you know we should always factorize out the 5, right? So I factorize out the 5 here. X squared minus 14 over 5x minus 3. Alright, then the next thing is we need to do complete and square here. And then I will minus some number and then minus 3. So what I will do is, this is x, and then I will minus, this number is basically this number divided by 2. So you imagine this one actually divided by 2, I will get this number 14 over 10. I simplify it, it should be 7 over 5. So I will get 7 over 5. And then I minus 7 over 5 square. Right, this is how we do the complete and square. Alright, so then the next thing is I will just expand the 5. So this one is x minus 7 over 5 square. This one is 49 over 25. So multiply 5, it should be 49 over 5 minus 3. So I got the answer. 7 over 5 square minus 15 should be 64 over 5. Right, this is how we do the complete and square. So make sure you know how to do a complete and square. And any questions so far? If you don't have, then we're going to move on. So for a complete and square here, at least I know some information. This value is a. If a is positive, I will get the minimum graph. If a is positive, I will get the minimum graph. The minimum coordinate, x coordinate, we get inside the bracket. We make x minus 7 over 5 equals to 0. Then x equals to 7 over 5. So this is 7 over 5. And know the y coordinate, you can straight away take from the back here. It's negative 64 over 5. Alright, so, and then the question asks you to draw the modulus version of this one. And show clearly any point where your graph meet the coordinate axis. So you need to show x-intercept and also y-intercept. Alright, so that means the graph over here, I'm going to reflection become something like this. Okay, this is the idea. Of course, I want to find x-intercept and y-intercept first. So I will make 5x squared minus 14x minus 3 equals to 0 to find my x-intercept. So I will factorize it. This is 5x, this is x, this is 3, this is 1, this is minus, this is plus. So yeah, x should equals to 3 and x equals to negative 1 over 5. So, and then I want to find my y-intercept. Y-intercept, that means x equals to 0, right? 0, 0, negative 3. So y equals to 3, positive 3. Alright. After I've done the x-intercept and y-intercept, I'm going to sketch my graph roughly here. So my graph is roughly here. Okay, it's not so nice. Let me draw nicely a bit. Oh, it's too much. Okay, let me draw smaller a bit. Not nice. It's not so symmetry also. Okay, let me just draw nicer a bit. Okay, so my y-intercept is basically 3. And this is negative 1.5. This is 3. And my value here will be the same, 7 over 5, which is 1.2. And this value over here, the negative will become positive, 64 over 5. Alright, this is how we do this kind of questions. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you draw nicely about the graph. They give format. Yeah, find x-intercept and y-intercept. So can you do the ln function and e function graph question? I think I do explain about in my first video. I mean the video last week. So far in IGCSE, if this is x, this is y-axis, your ln graph will be your inverse of ex graph. Your ex graph will look like this. Your ln graph is reflection, and it will look like this. The reflection of the ex. And I don't think the question will ask you to draw the ln graph, I mean ln x. Normally they will ask you to draw when they give you the function equals to e something, and then they ask you to draw f inverse. Then the f inverse will be the ln graph. Okay, so the last part, state the set value of k have exact 4 solution. 4 solution, that means they have to touch 4 different points. Yeah, so in order to make this graph will touch 4 different points, I want to show you at the maximum point here. At the maximum point here, you realize it's only touch 3. And then at the x-axis here, they only touch 2. But then any between the x-axis and the maximum value is touch 4. So you can randomly draw any line here is 4 solution. If I draw higher a bit, it's still 4 solution. Do you get the idea? So what is the set k over here should be between 0 and 64 over 5. This is what that means by k. Because this is your y, right? When y equals to k. Y equals to k is a horizontal line. This line is y equals to k. So the question says y equals to k must have 4 solutions. So that means the horizontal line going to touch 4 different points. Okay, so k should be between 0 to 64 over 5. Yeah, this question is a bit hard if you don't understand. I have the Steam account. I'm a Dota player. Alright, and kinematic already coming out, so I will just skip kinematics. What is they asked about values of x? They will not ask about the value of x here because you sketch a graph, there is no way you can get the value of x unless you solve the equation. Okay? Yeah, you can sum into the equation, but then it's 4 solutions. That means the equation might have 4 different answers. It's not easy to solve. Alright, so yeah, I don't find any relative velocity and any small change. Yup. So okay, anything you want to ask? I guess, yeah, we are used the time 1.5 hours effectively. I think the maximum and minimum of the set value seldom come out, but if you ask me, I can give you some idea. Let's say A intercept, let me use blue color. Let's say I need some space here. Okay, let's say A intercept B. I want to make A intercept B become maximum. That means A and B must be overlap each other. Because when it overlap, then only you can get the maximum shaded region, right? So you try to imagine, what if I don't want to overlap? So if you don't want to overlap, the A and B, the area here is definitely less than you overlap. So yeah, so if you want to make the A intercept B minimum, definitely you separate them. This is A, this is B. Because you separate them, basically there's no intercept. Okay, so same idea to union. If A union B, you want to make them become maximum, this one is opposite with intercept. So A union B will be whole A and B, right? I will just separate them. Now they are the maximum already. So if I want to make it minimum, I will just join them together lah. A and B I will join together to get it minimum. But this kind of question I see in the textbook, but then I seldom see maximum and minimum question in IGCSE. Almost never see. So I don't think the maximum minimum question of set will come out. What if it really come out? Then it's just luck. No, I don't think it will come out. Yeah, I will see question 10. What's wrong with question 10? Oh my god. My computer is just fizz. Interesting. Yeah. My computer is just fizz and I can't touch any of this. I'm not sure what is the bug. So basically, lucky the webcam is still working and you can still hear me, but my whole computer is fizzing. I can't move anything. Okay, so I can reply you, but I think need to wait for a while, or maybe I need to restart my computer. But I plan to end the live stream section soon. The mouse is still working okay. So what's happened now actually? Okay, I know what to do. Okay. Okay, yeah. Whenever I open the task manager, everything will go back to normal. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe I have to on the task manager. Question number 10. Does the kinematic already come out in paper 1? Yeah, if kinematic already come out in paper 1, I don't think it will come out again in a paper 2. So yeah, I don't think the IGCSE they love kinematic so much. And do question 12. Yeah, question 12 is the same like question just now. And do you have small change? This is just rate of change. Yeah. This kind of question I don't think will come out also. So yeah, just ignore about question 12. Because you already have the stationary value already, right? In your paper 1. So how to draw inverse graph? I think the function come out already, so you don't need to worry about inverse graph. Inverse graph will always reflect on the line y equals to x. Have relative, the more relative veracity question. Will the questions 11 come out on paper 2? Question 11, the solving for trigo, I think you already have in paper 1. I think they will come out the proof one for trigo. Prove the left hand side and right hand side, or they will ask you to draw the trigo graph. Yeah, for the exponential graph is the same. That one is under function topic, so I doubt it will come out because you already have the function in the paper 1. Even they come out already, exponential graph is so much of variety, so you just need to understand exponential graph is always like this. Okay, this is exponent graph. With reflection, that means it will reflection like this. This is log graph. Alright, so yeah. How to take the coordinate for inverse mean reflection? Reflection always on the line y equals to x1. But for the EX, I don't think they will touch the ln x. So they don't have any intersection in this case. Let me check. Do you have the... I don't think you need to worry about kinematic because kinematic should be already coming out. But let me check it out. Yeah, don't need to worry about kinematics. It's not coming out anymore, I guess. Okay, if you still do not know how to draw sine, cos, tangent graph, I can teach here very fast. But it's a very long, I mean, a lot of things to teach if you want to learn about the trigo graph. You can go to check out my video. Alright, I can give you some idea. So this is what will sine x will look like. Y equals to sine x. And then this is what the cos x will look like. This is y equals to cos x. Tangent x I just say just now. But something very important is this is the amplitude here. This is A value. So in this case, A is 1. So here will be 1 because sine x is just 1. So if I want to change the A value, I change this one into the 3 sine x. Then the amplitude now will change to 3. Then the minimum will be -3. Only the tangent graph you don't need to worry so much about the amplitude and all that. I believe you can easily search the drawing sine cos tangent graph online. So I'm not going to waste time here. Is there going to have 10 mark question in paper 2? I don't think so. Mostly I see it's 8 mark. But there's a chance that they want to give 10 mark, there's no problem. But because you have 11 or 12 questions, so you try to divide them equally, I don't think they will give 10 mark questions. Okay, some students say about October, November 2017, question 8 relative velocity. Okay, let's have a look one more relative velocity. And the domain and range question, you don't need to worry, I don't think will come out again. What does it mean when the domain is real number? When the domain is real number, basically it means it will from positive infinity to negative infinity. Example, when we see domain is real number is ex. Y equals to ex. That means the domain they can accept is from negative infinity to positive infinity. So therefore, we will in IG they will write something like domain will be element of the real number. That means the graph is just go from left hand side all the way to the right hand side. Okay, so let's check out one more relative velocity questions. Then I will end the live streaming here. Okay, I need what paper is that? 2017 paper October November paper 2-3 question number 8. Is it this question? Alright. These river questions I think I did before. The part 4 itself actually is quite... Yeah, the part 4 itself is quite complicated, but part 1, 2, 3 is extremely easy. So yeah, let's have a look on these questions. And I also think tomorrow you have higher chance to get the river case compared to the aircraft one, and compared to the position vector relative the column vector case, because you already have the vector question in the paper 1. So I think in the paper 2 here, most likely they will put the river case, because river case is more popular than the aircraft one. But what if come out the aircraft one, you should still do it lah. Alright, so okay, let's have a look on these questions. Okay, a man who can row a boat 3 meters per second in the still water. So if in the still water, you should know this is reactive velocity. Because in the still water, isn't it? So in the still water, first thing I will write man relative to the water is 3. But I do not know which line is it first. So to cross the river from A to B. So show in the diagram AB is perpendicular to the both bank of the river. So the river, which is 50 meter wide, is flowing as 1 meter per second in the direction as shown. A man point his boat at an angle. So whenever I see you see the word point or still or am or any words with equivalent to this one is mean relative. Must relative to the water or must relative to the wind. So this one means velocity man relative to the water, because they want to end certain direction first. It doesn't mean at the end the man is actually going that direction, but they end that direction just to make sure at the end the man can go to the place they want to go. Alright, so we know the man eventually is go from A to B. So AB here will be my resultant vector. So right now, because this is perpendicular, so it's very nice. So this one will be a right angle triangle. So if I draw this triangle out, this triangle should look something like this. Okay, maybe draw nicely a bit. Okay, so this is bang. So we have the alpha here, and we know this is velocity of the water. And because this is resultant vector, we do not know the speed, but velocity of water we know is 1. And this one we know is velocity man relative to the water, which is 3. And this is 90 degrees, right? Okay, so I know I can find this angle easily because this bank is parallel to the water, right? So this one and water is parallel, right? So this angle will same with this angle. Alright, so I will just use the cos to do it. Adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos alpha will equals to 1 over 3. Then I can get my alpha easily. Use a calculator. Shift cos 1 over 3. Make sure in degree. Because you see this sign going to tell you is in degree. So it's 70.5. Alright, so yeah, this 2 mark is just to understand the triangle. Find the resultant speed. Resultant speed, since you have 1 and you have 3 here, you want to find this one. This is the resultant speed, right? So you want to find this one, you can do the Pythagoras, right? Resultant speed should equals to square root of 3 square minus 1 square, which is square root 8 lah. Right, so this one just square root 8. Of course, you need to show the Pythagoras lah, or you can leave in the decimal if you want. Okay, the third trick, the time taken for the boat to cross for the boat to travel from A to B. Since we know the distance A to B is 50, and we know the resultant speed is square root 8. So in order to find the time, we know time equals to distance over speed, right? Distance is 50, and speed is square root 8. Then I can know the time easily. 50 multiply square root 8. I mean divide. Why I do multiply? Divide square root 8. So you should get the value is like 17.7 seconds. Alright, so okay, left. Okay, then I will just move on to the last part. So this one time should be 17.7 seconds. This S. Okay. Then on another occasion, a man point the boats in the same direction. So that's mean in the same direction, right? So just now you actually point the boat in this direction, right? 70.5, it's not mistaken. What is that? 70.5, yep. So this one remain unchanged. And the river speed have increased. So the river speed from 1 increased to 1.8. Okay, because this one you need to do something later, but not now. Alright, so and result he land on the point C. So That's mean over here, he increased the speed, so eventually he's going to land on the point C. So your resultant vector right now will go to the C. So I'm going to draw a triangle like this. I'm not sure you can see it or not because too many words here. Let me just erase it. So what happened in the last part, you should have the triangle from A to C become your new resultant vector, and then the speed over here is the velocity, one arrow should be good. Velocity of water is 1.8 here. Okay, I erase all this. And this one remain unchanged. This one remain unchanged. The direction is still the same. This angle is still the same, 70.5. Alright. Then, what the question want? The question asks you to state the time taken for the boat to travel from A to C, and hence find the distance of BC. And this is just 2 marks. Yeah, if I first do this question, maybe I will do a lot of words to get these 2 marks. But then because I do this question before, I know some things. Since the relative velocity remain unchanged, so basically if the relative velocity, the angle remain the same, the speed remain the same, so they just change the velocity of the water, right? Your time will remain the same. So therefore, okay, because over here, this is very hard to make you understand, I know. Okay, because this distance doesn't change. Okay, they just change the speed of the water, right? So since this distance remain unchanged, and your relative velocity remain unchanged, which is 3 here, so your time will remain the same. So what is the time here? The time is just 17.7 seconds. Because just now we say we can actually use the relative velocity line to find our time also, right? And then just now I even show you we will actually get the same result if we use the resultant vector, distance and speed to find. Both will get the same result, right? So in this case, this is how you get the 1 mark straight away. Of course, you can solve the triangle by doing your sine rule, cosine rule, and at the end you still will get the same result. But then this is something you want to pay attention, is relative velocity, which is the line relative to the water, relative to the A one, remain unchanged. Remain unchanged here, and then the direction also remain unchanged. Then your time will be remain unchanged. Okay, this is something you need to pay attention. And hence, how to find the distance of BC? If I do not want to solve the triangle, how do I find the distance of BC? Because just now, velocity of water is 1 only, right? So, and then it travels 17.7. So I want to know before the speed changed to 1.8, right? Yeah, how far the distance? Because just now we actually have this triangle. Just now we have this triangle, right? Yeah, just now we have this triangle in the green color one, isn't it? So what I will do is, if you have this triangle and travel 17.7 seconds, I will use 1 times 17.7 to get the distance from here. Okay, so let me erase all these useless things. So therefore, the distance here is 17.7 meter. Okay, right now he actually go forward a little bit, so I can find the distance here very easily. Is I have the speed 1.8, right? And the time is still the same. So I will do something like 1.8 multiply 17.7, and then I will get the distance is the whole thing. 1.8 multiply 17.7, and then I will get 31.86. So I know the BC, the 81.86 will be the whole thing here. I want to use the 31.86 minus 17.7. So minus 17.7. Then I can get the distance over there is 14.2. yeah, this is the faster part of how to get BC. Or if you're very smart, you know the speed from 1 change to 1.8. The distance actually changed 0.8, right? You can straight away find the distance of BC, use the 0.8 times 17.7. Then you can get the result 4.2. I mean 14.2 also. You can get the result 14.2 also. Okay, so yeah. So of course, if you don't like this method, you can still solving the triangle, find out all the angle by yourself, and then find out the distance part by part. Okay, so yeah, I guess you guys should go for a rest now. Is there anything you want to ask before we actually end the live streaming? Yeah, for distinction, I guess the lowest I see is 88. But normally it's 90 and above lah. So if you aim for A star, yeah, you should aim from 90 and above if you want to aim for A star. What is the spatial angle for cosine? No, cosine is just 1 over sine. I don't think the kinematic will come out again, so you don't need to worry about kinematics. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's all for the live streaming today. And all the best and good luck for your exam tomorrow. And yeah, I would appreciate if you tell me like how many marks you get after the result is coming up. Yeah, I guess in a live chat there do have some my students from my school. Yeah, so all the best to them also. Yeah, basically all the best to all my students, no matter online or school student. Yes, so yeah, if you want to know more about relative velocity, I do make like quite a few relative velocities video in my channel. You can check it out. Yeah. And I do have kinematics video also. You can check it out. But then normally in SPM they call motion along the straight line. If you can't find kinematic, you can go ahead for motion along the straight line. And yeah, if you really like my video, please go to my Facebook page there. Give me some review, some testimonial. I really appreciate that. Yeah, because I'm collecting a lot of 5-star review for my Facebook page. Anyways, yeah, some students already watched my video for quite some time. I really hope my video can help you. And I'm so sorry about my broken English. Yeah, my English is always bad, even though I try to improve it. And yeah, if you miss any things about the 2-2 measuring the paper just now, this video going to upload to the YouTube, I think within half an hour. Then you can replay it. Alright, so yeah, I hope you can. And at the same time, if after you graduate and you think you like math and your math is very good, and please go to my y equals to mx+c, and at the same time you play Facebook lah. Go to this Facebook group. Yeah, let's do a little bit promotion of myself. Yeah, you go to check this Facebook group, and then because a lot of students will join this group, and then because I have no time to reply so many students, so I always ask this student go to this group, and then some senior means after you graduate you will be their senior to help out their math question or MF question. Yeah, because one person cannot answer so many questions. So if you have time, yeah, you might be able to help them. Yeah, I guess that's all. Yeah, see you guys around. Bye bye.